Hello, thank you for watching my presentation. Today I will be presenting my recommendations for training teachers in using Google Classroom. This training will not be a complete training in all the tools presented by Google Classroom. However, this will only outline the learning or training module that would introduce teachers to setting up Google Classroom and to set up initial communication using Google Classroom. Why Google Classroom? Well, because it's the need of the hour and the face of the future. One of the faces, at least. COVID-19 forced teachers to take their classrooms online overnight, and it has happened to many of us in other walks of life as well, where we had to transition seamlessly and efficiently from an on-site workplace and face-to-face interactions to a remote workplace with online interactions. Now, teachers who already had backup tools like Google Classroom or Moodle set up and those who had been using them with their students had an easier transition, and student learning wasn't interrupted because students were exposed in some measure to the learning environment and they were able to transition more smoothly. However, those teachers who had not had the chance or the opportunity to set up Google Classroom or similar tools ahead of time or explore using them with classroom instruction were set back a little bit and had a learning curve where they had to learn a new tool and also implement it in a short span of time. Online learning management tools are becoming more a necessity than an option today, and colleges and universities have now been using them for many years. For example, almost every institution of higher learning, from community colleges to baccalaureate programs to university, conduct their online classes and also some part of their instruction using Canvas or Blackboard or similar tools. Hence, it is imperative in some measure for teachers to learn these skills so that they are better equipped to face more challenges in the future. Why Google Classroom and not something else? Well, primarily because it's free. All you need to get started is a Google account, and that's something that can be acquired for free if you don't have one. And this particular tool, Google Classroom, has all the great features that a teacher needs to immediately get set up and running. For example, you can create assignments, you can distribute assignments with copies of documents to each student. You can also set grading weight, and you can track assignments and also communicate with students privately and provide private feedback to them about their assignments. Moreover, schools don't have to budget or set aside funds for paid services like Canvas or Blackboard. So Google Classroom is a perfect option for teachers looking to start instruction online. Who should attend this training? This training would primarily and immediately benefit traditional classroom teachers who would like to make the transition to hybrid and online learning. However, this training is definitely very useful for administrators and support staff who are familiar with the process of classroom instruction and are also familiar with the inherent challenges. And by attending this training, they will be able to support the teachers as they make the transition to online instruction. What are the goals and objectives of this training? The learning objectives are: 1, to augment teachers' skills to facilitate effective online hybrid instruction; 2, illustrate tools and methods to supplement learning modalities; and 3, to integrate and apply new skills for effective student engagement. And these include communication tools and feedback tools, which are part of the Google Classroom features. Before we go into learner assessment, I would like to talk briefly about the subject matter experts in this plan and whose expertise we will use in planning the instruction. And that would be the members of the learning and development team of the school district, who will be able to guide us with questions like: 1, do students have access to a secure email which is Google based? 2, will this be a scalable option for grading? And also, what kind of support in terms of technology will the school provide to the teachers? And 3, once trained, will other staff need training, or will there be an instructional coach available at hand for the teachers to rely on for support during their transition process? An important part of any instructional design plan is a learner assessment. And in this case, it will be performed via performance-based tasks. The first performance-based task that will test to see if the students have achieved the learning objectives is to set up a class using Google Classroom and to set up a student roster. Send an announcement via the Stream tool in Google Classroom. And the third thing is to schedule an announcement for a future date via the Stream tool in Google Classroom. Follow-up recommendations. While this initial training will last 30 to 45 minutes, the follow-up recommendations include suggestions for drilling deeper and learning the features of Google Classroom. The following training can be offered in the following areas, including student management, creating assignments, assigning grading points and weight, setting due dates on assignments, grade reports, classroom folder for resources and materials, sharing specific folders with students. And typically, each of these topics can be presented as an independent module of 60 to 90 minutes duration. I look forward to your feedback, and I look forward to working with you and providing a solid instructional plan that will help train and transition your teachers from classroom learning, traditional classroom learning, to hybrid or completely online training. Thank you very much.